Hello. So I told you that if I got the cardigans finished, I would come back and show you. And I did get them finished. I didn't get my one finished, but then that's no surprise really. Here you go. You saw them like this before. Soldier keeps twisting. My son played with it a lot when he was wearing it. And then here are the backs. These were adorable on them. There you go. So I just sewed them on with normal sewing thread. Maybe you can see my stitches. The stitches down here are very rough because I have my son climbing on me. He wanted my arm to be a horsey whilst I was trying to sew them. But he was so excited. I think that's the trouble. He was really excited to have his King's Party cardigan. So they wore them to our King's Party in our village. There was like a fair type thing on, and there was some games, some like old fashioned games, like there was plate smashes, which always I feel like I would pay the money to stop them breaking the beautiful plates. But they're fun to watch, but at the same time very stressful. There was some hooker duck games, and my children had their first go. I think it was my daughter's first go, because she was a lockdown baby. She didn't get to do those sorts of things, and so I think it was her first go on a hook the duck. And it was definitely my son's, and they loved that. They decorated biscuits. There was a walking parade with old police cars. There was loads of stalls. We bought some like little crochet fish and a little knitted thing. It was a little knitted chocolate cake. It was brilliant. There was loads there. There was loads of handmade cakes. We made some cakes and donated as well. Yeah, it was a really, really good fair, and lots of people commented on how lovely these were, and these were when the children were wearing them. They said they looked lovely on them, and it really suited them as well. I had to roll my son's sleeves up because they were too long, so I know that next time I can just match it to this sleeve, but it doesn't matter having it rolled up. And my daughter's buttonhole at the bottom, you remember I said I needed to cut the buttonhole in? Well, I did. Let's see if I can show you. So what I did is I just, on a stocking stitch, I just pulled forward half of the stitch and cut it, and then carefully tied it off around the back. I don't even know if you can see how I've tied it. But yeah, so that's what I did. That's how I steeked the buttonhole in. So yeah, I'm really pleased with them, and I'm glad that they've got them and they can keep them. And they'll always know that that's what they wore, sort of thing. That was like my gift to them for the coronation festivities. I'll show you how far my one got. So I've added to the back panel on mine now. So this is how I make them. I make the square, and then I add crochet rows to the top and to the side. So then obviously if this was on my back, they would go over my shoulders, and then that would go around my side, and then I've got enough space for my arm. And then I just make the front panels to match. So there's one of the panels, and they do go all wrinkly because I use different yarns, different weight yarns, and it doesn't really matter me, because once they're on, I don't really notice. I don't think it makes much difference. So I think these might go to the sides, and then I've made these. I think these might go in the middle. I'm not sure whether they'll go this way or maybe how I intended it the first time, this way. But I need to add extra around the edges of these to make them the same. So I will just make them match. They'll match in length but not in width, because these ones don't need to be as wide to match the front. So I'll probably match them until about there. And then I think I'm just going to go round. I don't think I'm going to make squares for the sleeves. I think I'll just go round and knit them. Crochet them round. It's so hard to show things like this, isn't it? There you go. Probably like that. And this is the second band that I'm in the process of making. So as you can see, it was nowhere near going to be finished. And that party was on Saturday, and yesterday was the bank holiday Monday, the King's bank holiday Monday, and I thought, well, maybe I can get it finished because there's another party going on in the village next to us. Maybe I can get it finished for them, but there was just no way. I just didn't have the brain space to finish it. So yeah, so that's as far as that one's got. And that's just all scraps again. And I thought what I would do is I'll show you the other cardie that I'm in the process of making. This is the first cardie that I made for myself, and I kind of put it on hold because I started helping my granddad with his blanket, and then I done these, and so I put it on hold. But this is a cardie that I'm going to have for holiday. So we've got some little holidays booked. It's my children's second holiday that they've ever had, and this is what I want to wear on that holiday, and this is really special to me. So the yarn is just Stylecraft Special DK in the white, and then these other two, I don't know what they are, sorry again, but my children went in the range and picked out yarn for me for Christmas. My husband took them in, and then they picked it out, and my son picked out this grey. I don't know if I can show you it better. No, it's like an ombre grey. You can see it just changes colours. So my son picked the grey out, and my daughter picked this out. She's so colourful. So that's like a rainbow, and it's really pink. I think it's looking more orange on my phone, but it's, to my eye, it looks, I can see the pink more than the orange. And so yeah, I made the square on the back. I kind of changed every row and then every other row as it got bigger. And then I added the multicoloured on the sides and the grey on the top. And then I made the panels on the sides. I picked up the sleeves, and then I will decrease this all the way around and add my knitted rib on. And then I've got another panel of squares to go here. I'll just show you them. So I've also got these half granny squares to go at the top. How's that going? My children come in and then I can't remember anything again. Yeah, so it will make the neckband more like a V-neck. So I've done the half grannies for there, and then I'll sew that one underneath. Yeah. I'll put it on and show you how it fits. So I wanted this to be really baggy. I think I look like a Morris dancer when I put this on because it's not finished yet. It falls off my shoulders. But yeah, you can see I love the back. Yeah. So once the front panel's on, hopefully I'll look less like a Morris dancer. Yeah, and it should be, the sleeves are just the right length, so it should be just right. It will be scrunched in. So it should be really cozy and nice to wear on the chilly evenings, because we're not going like away on holiday. We're literally going somewhere in case my husband can't come with us, so I literally go somewhere right round the corner. So for my children it's a holiday, and for me it's a holiday. Staying in the caravan, it's loads of fun, swimming every day, but I'm right next to like my village, like 20 minutes from my village, so I can always come home if I need to, and if my husband can't come. But I think we're all right. I think he's managed to book this year's off, so I think he's coming with us this year. I did it last year, the holiday, just me with the babies, and my son was obviously, he wasn't even 1, he was like 11 months old, and my little girl had just turned 3. That was good. I'm glad I did it, but it was hard, so this year should be easier for me. I've got a blanket that I'm going to be making on that holiday as well. Let me grab it, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to be making my son a blanket whilst we're away, because I was doing all the King stuff. I didn't have a chance to make what I wanted for him for his birthday. But this is what I made for my daughter, and it's just a Scrappy blanket, but it's like a sleeping bag, because when she was little, when my son had just been born, she always used to complain that her feet would stick out the bottom of her blankets, and I'd be trying to like breastfeed my son, and I couldn't keep reaching over and wrapping her feet, because then she'd get cross and kick it all up. And so I made her a blanket where her feet won't stick out. And then what I will do, now she's getting a bit bigger, it's starting to get like she can't pull it over her head as much as she likes, because she likes to like wrap herself in a hood with it and snuggle up. So I've got the yarns upstairs, and I can just keep adding to it. What I did was, there's this really lovely lady that sells on eBay. I don't know if she sells anywhere else, but she breaks all her yarn up into mini skeins, and then you can buy the packs of different colours. So this was 24 for Advent. It's just different acrylic yarns. And over the Christmas, my son's first Christmas, I think it was. Doesn't really matter, does it? But over Christmas one year, my mum had wrapped them up, and then I added them into this. And I was originally going to make a skirt, and then I thought, no, I know what I'm going to do with this. And so I went back and crocheted the bottom together. So I don't know how many I cast on to go around like that. I have no idea, so I don't know how I'm going to replicate that, but I'll just make it up, I guess. But yeah, so that was going to be the skirt, and then I decided, no, I'm not going to do it as a skirt. I'll carry on for my daughter to make that blanket. And then I added all these in, and it was so fun because they're all different textures and weights. And she absolutely loved picking all these out. I'll show you how they come. It was just so fun to do. It really kept my interest, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I think it's got loads bigger as well, because when you fold it in half, if those two ends are together, there is nowhere them two ends are going together. So I might have to decrease a few in. Like, that's what happens when you're learning to crochet. It doesn't matter at all that it's the same. If anything, it's probably more comfy for her. But I will take it in a few when I go around. But yeah, it doesn't matter that it gets, like, all of my things, they're not perfect, but I don't think they're meant to be. Like, I think it's fine that your stuff's not perfect. Let me see if I can show you this bag. These are the ones that I've chosen for my son. And this lady wraps all these balls up. She is just amazing, and they're not overpriced. I love them because I can buy them and I can use them, and they're just brilliant. And there's so many different textures. My daughter likes watching. I like watching podcasters, and she likes, and my son likes sitting down and watching Yarn Joy with me. and she loves spotting all the toys in the background of Terri's videos. And so when this arrived, she was being Terri, and she was telling me all about the yarns and what she's going to make. So she was pretending to be Terri at that point, which was adorable. Yeah, there's so many different... Let me show you some. So these are yarns that I probably wouldn't buy, which is fun because I wouldn't buy them and then I get to use them, and then I would know, because maybe I wouldn't be confident enough to buy them, or I'd look and think, oh, I'm not sure what I would use that for. Well, I'll just go round and round and round, and then I'll learn what the yarn's like, and then in the future I know what I could use them for. But I got 3 of the ladies' bundles. I got like a neutrals, which you can tell they're just a beautiful pack of neutrals, and I think you get about 24 balls. I'll try and link her eBay shop so that if you're in the UK you can order from her. I love getting her packages. I ordered neutrals and blues and greens. And so they're all in this bag. Loads and loads and loads. And I like when I get the sparkly ones. Like when I was younger and you used to get like a sparkly Pokemon card. And you go, oh my gosh. It's kind of how it feels when I get a sparkly yarn in my bundle. Because you never really know what you're going to get. But this one's really, really rough. But it's not wool. Some of them are wool as well. See this one? I know this one. This is one of the ones I'm using at the moment. This is, I used to buy it in the pound shop, but I think you can get it elsewhere now. Sparkly blue acrylic. This one is so pretty. I love yarns like that when they're really subtle. Yeah, so I am super excited. So when we go away in our caravan, and we're sitting there in the evenings or sitting by the beach area, I'll take a few of those. I'll get my son to pick out, I think what I'll do is in the mornings I'll get my son to pick out maybe 3 or 4, and then I can use them to crochet them in, because that's what my daughter did. She picked like the order in which they went, and I love knowing that she chose to do it herself. So that's what I'm going to do for my son. So yeah, and maybe I'll come back and show you when I get this cardigan finished. Hopefully I'll get both of my cardigans finished for my holiday, and I'll be able to wear it, because I've got the cutest buttons for my King's Coronation one as well. Well, I was so looking forward to doing it. It doesn't matter. I've decided to count the whole month of May as the coronation party, and then it won't be late. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get them finished and I can come back and show you again. My name's Kaylee, and I would like to keep doing these videos. I like showing people what I've made. I used to be on Instagram. I used to be on there as Shadows at Midnight, and I had lots of like knitty friends on there, and when I had my daughter I came off, and I've since pretty much shut my Instagram down because I had lots of memories and things on there, and I don't know how to get rid of them. Like on YouTube you can set the audience so it's private. It's a shame you can't do that on Instagram, because I would set all of those as private and then start again. But I don't really want to delete that Instagram because it has all the memories, but also I would kind of wish I had that name still so I could use that, my Shadows at Midnight name, and carry on. Like I miss the people that I used to talk to on there. So my mum just turned up. She's come around to play with the children, so I didn't get to say a proper goodbye. But yeah, so hopefully if I get these things finished, then I'll come back and I'll show you again, and hopefully I'll keep my confidence and I'll be able to keep showing you the things that I've made. Okay, well, have a lovely day, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Oh, the holiday is at the end of May, so I've got a little while yet. Bye.